Hello, my name is Heather Townsend and I'm the author of the Financial Times Guide to Business Networking. You're going to come away with 5 tips that help you stand out from your peers and get the dream job that you want. Tip number 1 is know what you want. So actually, why does knowing what you want, why is that really important? Well, let's take careers fairs. A lot of people use careers fairs to help them decide what they want. Actually, you can get pretty much everything from the internet. So use the internet to do research. You can then use the careers fairs to make that all-important first impression. Tip number 2 is you need to brand your online presence for the job you want. So this comes back to tip number 1 again. If you don't know what you want, you're going to appeal to no one. So yes, you can use LinkedIn as a student, so go on there. Make sure if you're wanting, say, to get a job in finance within an FMCG, that you're talking about something that would really relate to them. So it's really important that actually if somebody Googles your name, that they like what they find. Now this is the time to go into Facebook and turn your privacy settings up to the max. And I'm telling you this, for the last 5-10 years, recruiters have been checking out Facebook, they've been Googling your name, and they've been finding any online skeletons you have in the cupboard. So just find out what happens when you Google your name. How much of your stuff can be seen on Facebook? Number 3, I've mentioned that you're going to have some FaceTime. You're actually going to have to do a bit of networking and some FaceTime, but you've got to turn up to those career fairs at some point. But how do you get that confidence? Well, the first thing to view it as is view that careers fair not as the first touch in getting to know someone, but the 5th touch. Only go to the events where you know the right people are going to be there. Second, contact them in advance of going to the career fair. Find out which one of their teams is going to be there. Connect with them on LinkedIn. Have a chat with them. See if you can get a phone call. Get your awkward questions about what's it really like to work here answered. And almost treat when you meet them face to face as that first bit of the job interview. Your real first impression matters. Now, if you've already contacted these people in advance, it makes it really easy to go up to them in a careers fair. But just give yourself one thing you're going to do there, because it can get really overwhelming when there's lots of people around there. Just one thing that you're going to do. And another little thing when you're there, never kind of go, who do I need to talk to get a job around here? Because that feels like selling and it's pretty tough. You want to ask somebody's advice. You want to say, look, if you were in my position and you wanted to work for you, who would you recommend that I talk to? And that's a lot softer and it's a lot easier. So take the pressure off yourself. You're not selling yourself, you're asking for advice. We're going to go to tip number 4. And this tip is very simple. Use all the connections you've got. You've got to use everything you can to your own advantage. Who of your university alumni is going to work for those companies that you want to work for? Contact them. They're going to be far more predisposed to talk to you because if you've been on the same course, you've been at the same university, actually talk to them. Find out how they got in. Find out their tips. Ask your friends, who do their parents work for? There is no shame in using your best friend's dad to get an interview or to maybe get an internship or to get experience. What you want to do, you want to put a big map and go, right, these are the companies that I want to work for. Who do I know who knows people who work there? So my last tip, this is tip number 5, and this is probably the biggest mistake that people make. They don't follow up. When you've spoken to somebody at a careers event, email them afterwards. Say, I really enjoyed meeting you. Connect with them on LinkedIn. Actually ask them what are the sorts of things they're interested in. Find stuff that you can send them regularly to keep in touch, because you want to really differentiate yourself. You want to be the one that they remember. And 95% of your peers are going to turn up to a careers fair. They won't have done their homework, and at that point they're really thinking about what on earth I want to do. If you really want to get ahead, you've got to have done that thinking before the careers fair and used every single advantage that you have. Because it's no longer about being the best on merit. It's about the connections you have around them and how you use them.